What kid's invested into? He's not got any money.
Smoke and a molly, I think.
And he just gave those over?
There's a piece of missing util somewhere here. I'm quite confident.
It feels like it.
4, 7, 9.
Well, either way,
we've lost
Snatchy.
a flashbang, Mike. We've lost a flashbang.
We lost a flashbang. It's rolled out of whack. Oh well. They'll make do without it. That was a nice dink onto Snatchy. Snatchy on notice. But it does seem like it's just going to come in towards B. And, well, everybody's here for the CT side. So Ego have read this quite well. Now they need to execute. Need to get some of these kills. And man's not going to be able to do it. Or, well, anybody. Okay. All right. Doesn't matter if you read the right side. If you just get absolutely destroyed in the actual fight. And now with that bomb down and ticking away, Furlan might just try and save this armor.
That was brutal. Absolutely brutal. As they come up and onto the site. I was actually waiting for the moment where not having a second flash behind the pillar was going to really cost them, and it just didn't come because heads were removed. 2 for Mir. 2 for Crad. Nickelback closes. That is as comprehensive as could be.
Well, now, Double Scout's going to come out on the other side. They're getting Scooty. They're scooting. The art of the scoot. LeMan is going to shatter his ankles for good measure. Doesn't need those. Alright, hear me out, Alan.
Go.
Limb damage in CS. So as you break your ankles, you can't jump as high for the rest of the round.
So like in racing games where you damage parts of your car.
Yeah, yeah.
We have the same
you.
deal. So if you get legged, you just have to shuffle around the map.
You're much slower. Yeah, you're dragging a foot, and if you get a wing shot in, like your aim's a little less stable or something like that.
So if you're 1 HP, what are you? Just in a stretcher or something?
Yeah, just dragging along. Have you played well, we'll see the hits coming through right in a moment. Man, they don't actually go through with a flashbang, or they do, but it only catches the T's. A little bit awkward there, a little bit disjointed. It's down to a 2v2. It's the scout, so if they can plant the bomb, it's a tough retake.
There's a nade.
HR does have the nade. He doesn't throw it. He throws it way too late. Way too late. That would have been so impactful. That would have been huge as it is. Now they're hoping that Entropiq actually do give them a fight, give them a chance back in. This is so tough, despite the players being so very, very, very low for the Entropiq side. They're going to play together as well.
Yeah, I still think time's the killer. I mean, they can just peek one at a time.
They're boosting this. Oh, that's really interesting. And it catches them a kill. Okay, well done. They know no one's on the bomb. Snatchy is now panicking here. He's pulled off of it. Crowd will check. Snatchy will hit that, but at this point, it's just about damage. He can't win the round, and he knows it. He'll get the kills. He'll get the AK. He'll be able to steal that prize. But no round win for you.
It was a good try.
So have you played Dead by Daylight ever?
I know what the game is. I haven't actually played it.
It's quite a fun one. It's quite an enjoyable twist on a multiplayer game. I enjoy it. But suffice it to say, there is a time where you get put into what they call the dying state, which is after the killer, the evil guy, has hit you twice. You're just dragging along on the ground. My friends and I call it slugging, because you just leave like a slug trail behind you as you drag your pitiful self around.
So is that as in like your entrails and stuff are spewed out,
just
and
like
you're just leaking
on the ground
blood
as you walk around. Yeah. So
that made for a sight in Counter-Strike. So
yeah, I think that's 1 HP.
Someone just crawls up to the bomb site with this big red snail trail.
I wonder where the last player is. Just following the tracks around the map.
Well, you could have any damage could release blood. So you could have people looking at the ground.
That'd be a whole different mechanic. That'd be quite interesting. Snatchy gets himself a nice opener. I mean, that's the AK that made it through from the last round, already having impact, right? I think this is something that Entropiq may be regretting in terms of hitting the strong site, in terms of letting that last round get so close. They're going to try and make their approach towards A. Control out towards long. Bring the presence, they bring the pressure. Char's going to try and hold them at bay. He's got Furlan close, though. So as they come around the dice box, they may not expect Furlan to still be here in the bathrooms. They're rerouting. They're rerouting, and actually they're heading back down through Colin. That's a huge kill from Nickelback. That's going to open things up, and now the pressure is on. Axeco needs to get something done here just to hold them a little bit steady, but he's down into the water. So this is a safe position and do a whole bunch of damage, but he will actually find a kill. The drop down from Crad a little bit too late to deal with that. They need somebody to get onto that bomb. And meanwhile, look at this from Furlan. Furlan is going to find the timing. Lemans even caught the flank, and that's going to be the finishing blow from Furlan. Ego on the board.
That was technically a force buy. It's just because they saved through the rifle and they could buy another. The buy looks so good, and that is disastrous for Entropiq. Can't get the bomb down. They knew that Mir was on A, last spotted, and you see Leman is just so ready for that flank. That's a big statement. That's a big statement. Of course, they would have loved to have won that 2v2. But in a sense, this is almost even better. Look at the buy. It's a disaster for Entropiq.
Not exactly ideal. Suffice it to say. I'm not quite willing to count Entropiq out of any round. They just do have that kind of special firepower where Amir can rip off a couple of dig shots and flip around on his head.
So in our new and improved Counter-Strike with the body damage aspects, can you get one of your arms shot off and have
That's a good question.
one arm wield? I
don't think you can actually do dismemberment because I think there are certain countries that really don't like that. There's a reason why you don't see it in most games. My understanding is, I could be wrong about this, but I think there are certain countries that as soon as there's like actual dismemberment, the game's rating shoots way up. So I don't think they'd want to do that. But you could have them just like hang limply or something like that.
I'm just wondering about the gun mechanics. That's a one arm wield an AWP, for example.
That's what I'm saying.
I think have it there, it just shakes all over the place.
I think you'd be like, it'd be like impossible to no scope if you only had one arm left, kind of thing. You'd have to like have a, I guess you could like lean it against like the truck here, like this angle that Furlan's holding. Maybe that works. Speaking of Furlan, that's his 4th kill. He's on for the ace potentially. Not a lot of health, so he won't go hunting for it. They'll just keep their guns healthy, be very content to take 4 through, as this is now a very nice gun round to find for AGO. And it should be a very bare bones eco in this next one. Don't even know if Entropiq can invest in a flashbang. I mean, this is dire money-wise. They are kind of not looking so good.
Need that flashbang back from the pistol. At least Nickelback's found some money, found some reserves.
Mir's gone for a P250 as well. There's one little flashbang picked up for Nickelback, so I guess they're flashing through and just going to try and get some damage on. A couple P250s. Active presence early. And no Forrester left. Bye-bye, Forrester.
You could say he was pruned.
Oh. I like it. Just call PHR the Lumberjack. Not expecting anything really from this round remaining. The bomb has certainly been dropped, so that makes it even tougher. Maybe you don't want to get too overeager on the fight. There's that one flashbang being deployed, but it doesn't actually get a kill. So, 5 players survive. Great round for AGO. Look at their economy now. They've gone from losing the pistol and the follow-up round to having 6k in the bank practically. Wow, more like 5k in the bank on every player until Snatchy decides to buy an op instead of his SMG. Never mind. My point is ruined, Alan.
It is. It is, but yeah, 1 death in 2 rounds. That's not bad. And Entropiq, their buy isn't perfect. No Molotovs. Could be a problem when we come to executing. Can't also put one down onto B short early. And look at this from AGO. We're going to get the head stack boost. Got to watch out, Forrester.
Ooh. There's a collection. Snatchy just spotted the edge of a player. Leman's been lost elsewhere, but it's looking pretty good. Furlan's got to be a bit careful. Now the door's been blown off. He's got a teammate to help him out here. And this is looking like a great start for AGO again here. Long
I don't think Snatchy has a clue. Oh my lord. Okay, he's heard.
Stomping it. Well, now this is going to get super weird because Mir's all the way through, and he's maybe calling for the bomb to join him. But Snatchy is now collected. And so all that forward positioning is for naught, Alan. They got nothing.
Forrester has to find the best timing in the world, and while that slips the way of his opponents... We haven't even come up with the reference yet, Mike. Obviously, it's going to be Axe Echo deforesting. That's what we're waiting for.
I guess, yeah. Axe Echo's name confuses me at this point. Kratz is trying to get rid of Ops. I don't think he succeeded. But nice idea thinking that he could shoot it under the barricade. I don't think they work like that. I think you have to throw it over. I don't think you can slip guns under the barricades. Hitbox not quite right. Volvo, please fix.
These are the big gameplay problems, you know.
That's what'll be fixed in Source 2, is the barricades will actually just only be on the actual parts of it.
Yes. I mean, we just need in-game destruction, you know? You just shoot down walls. That would be amazing.
Rainbow Six. Do you know how tricky that game is to, like, observe? Because of just how many different sightlines can be created. Oof. I don't envy them that.
It's the reason we cast the Counter-Strikes.
There is. It's the best game. PHR was maybe wishing he could have found a new sightline in this one, but Snatchy will hold the line. Still, the gun is given over. Mir with an AK is always a dangerous prospect if he can find himself an angle. Crad cannot. When that door opens, Furlan might be well positioned to make this difficult for Mir. Or he's just going to die. Kind of one of those two things. On the pipes is Furlan. He doesn't want to activate on that information. Doesn't find a kill elsewhere either. And now Furlan gets his. They go back, stuck in the corner. Pretty alone on this one. Does have a rifle at the very least, but his teammate is nowhere close at hand. Anarchez on the other side of the map. With 45 seconds, they do need to group and try something. Seems like that something might be towards Zay, which is the correct site. It's just Axe Echo. And apparently he is enough.
Yeah, doing that duel. Nickelback's actually going to commit to this. It's still that solo player for now, but here come the rotates. AWP is ready. And Nickelback hits the deck. Wow, this is... Honestly, since pistol round, Entropiq have kind of had nothing. They win pistol, they almost lose the second round. And then from there, they get reset against the kind of quasi-4 spy. And they've just been a disaster. No entries, no space. Every round feels like it's 30 seconds left and we're trying to force something out 2-on-4. I'm not surprised to see pauses coming out because this is not a good look for their map pick.
Well, they'll talk things over here. Maybe try and get everyone on the same page. Anarchez has definitely not been having a great time through this series, right? He's the new man in. He's subbing in. We're not sure what communication's like. We're not sure what language he's even communicating in or what information is being relayed to him. But, I mean, he got a little better in the second half over on Mirage, but there were definitely struggles as well early on for him. And I think there's definitely, I mean, the scoreline tells us tale. Obviously struggles going on here on Overpass. He's not really had impact yet, but now he's got the AWP. So curious to see what he's going to do, how they're going to deploy him. He's got a pretty good spawn to go for a fountain peak. But he's actually just going to set up util for his teammates instead, so he won't be taking the initial peek with the AWP. He'll be setting up the nades. Then going forth. Maybe take a little bit of space with that op.
That's a lot of damage.
Jinx. You owe me a soda now.
I know, you must be selling duct tape.
You must be selling duct tape. That's not a phrase I'm familiar with.
The advert.
I don't think I know that advert. Interesting.
We'll sort this out later.
Yeah, we will. Because right now the hit's coming through. Laman, no one checks him, no one clears him, and he gets 2. They just don't consider the possibility of construction, which is a bit odd since they had seen a player through the tunnel there. Bit Bit of a blunder here for Entropiq. And Arquez, though, is going to get his second kill of the round and the game. And Nickelback is forward. This is being held for. Axeco could have it, but oh my goodness, he doesn't even pull the trigger. He doesn't have the shot. And now, this round is very much in doubt. That flashbang timing a little bit off here. And Arquez just a bit too far forward, so he catches the shot himself instead. And finds the space. Furlan's gonna deny that bomb plant. 35 seconds. It's all on a Nickelback now. Oh, he's found the first. He knows who the second is. He's dancing around the pillar with Furlan. And he's got the read. He's got the shot. No, not the connection just yet. 20 seconds. Nickelback reroutes. Regroups. Tries to give Furlan the slip, but Furlan is wise to it. Dancing around the pillar. Keeping that concrete pole between them. Oh, somehow, some way, Furlan is clinging to life, and there's going to be the killing blow in the nick of time. Nickelback zeroes it in. A massive clutch.
Now I can explain.
Okay.
It's from the Flex Tape advert, where he says, "That's a lot of damage," and then slaps it with the tape.
Good old Flex Tape.
Legendary. Legendary. Well, that was a round. That was Nickelback bailed them out so hard there. Everything was going wrong. And here on the quad boost, and Arquez, he's just having a bit of a stinker, really. There's no way around it. I thought he was okay on Mirage, but you know, maybe he's not used to this system. And well, okay, redeems himself. Good entry. How's Mir got this far up long? Look at him.
Mere things. Just mere things. When in doubt, hold W. And Mir's all the way through. Is he just going to go heaven? He's just going to go heaven. He's just going to go heaven. Just mere things. He knows he doesn't have passage clear at all. That's a great kill, though. That opens the doors in towards B, and now they've got it. And with control of heaven.
He doesn't even need it. There's nobody here.
No. There's no one here. It's going to turn into a save almost certainly for Ego. So all this crazy positioning. And now they're just waiting because they know Mir is so close. And he's going to say, yeah, no one's here, guys. All good? Come on in, the water's fine. This is also not the first round he's done it, right? The yeet up long strat. He did this 1 or 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, undetected this time.
Completely undetected this time. But at some point, if you're Ego, you just got to watch it. There's one thing I will say about Mir is once he realizes he can get away with something, he will just keep doing it.
He's going to be a little bit mad that he hasn't seen anybody. He's flanked the entire map. And nobody's to be spotted. PHR got himself an AWP, and yeah, we need to hold on to this. Who's got money? Le Mans got 2-4. Axeco's 2-2. Their loss bonus will be 1-9, I believe. So pick your poison. I think you kind of have to force in the next.
Well, they've gone in. That op's been passed over. Well, they're not doing it, actually. They're keeping all their money above 2K, so they're sort of doing the half buy around this AWP. They've got something to work with at the very least. It's certainly not a round without teeth. They're just like maybe baby teeth. You know, little baby teeth. Actually, it's like, come on, go for the quad boost. Give me something.
My niece has just got a baby teeth coming through.
Oh, yeah?
I'll tell you what, Mike, they're sharp. And they can still do damage.
Yeah,
so watch out for
bad time for
Snatchy.
your sibling dealing with that. Teething, always fun. HR. Ooh, trying to be the hero. He's burning. He's on fire. And he's out of here. And this is likely going to be the save for AGO. Why is the op rotating? No, run op. Run AWP. You're the valuable piece. They're going to go for this. They're going to go in, it seems. Don't know that I love that idea.
Laman doesn't agree.
I agree with Laman. Op's now gotten out. Yeah, sure. Throw the pistols at him, but maybe keep that big green healthy.
I feel like I've seen 2 Entropics this half.
Okay.
We have Pistol is utter dominance. We have 5 rounds in a row where they look lost, they're making mistakes, they're so slow and uneasy. And they're right back at it again, Mike. They're just getting every entry kill. Mir's got all the space in the world, and Arcade's coming alive with an entry in the previous. It's been a streaky game from them so far.
Do you think sometimes that's just the nature of T-sides? Or do you think that's about it, the way Entropiq is playing right now?
I wouldn't be surprised if, with the AWPing situation, maybe communication's also blunted, that it's kind of like some things just aren't working. There's just a few too many gaps, or the nades aren't there, or maybe they're a bit hesitant because they just feel like they can't call their standard rounds, but maybe they've just found a few good options now and they can just rinse repeat.
Oh, Mir's been collected. Mir's been stumped. They were slowed down by flashbangs as well. Pressure on in. They see the player in water. Laman, he's going to be down for the count, but the question is, what can Axe Echo do here? Playing around the smoke, trying to get forward, not quite having that space, and likely have to withdraw. Bomb's not down just yet. They've got a player construction, but the counter molly is good. And Snatchy's just collected from up in heaven. The long-range shot from downtown. That goes through. And the question for Entropiq is, can they actually get the bomb down? They've got no more smokes. Snatchy dead makes that a lot easier, though. And once these numbers are punched in, oh, this is a very tough retake. Especially with the limited util that they've got. Single flashbang, maybe to set up PHR for a peek. But position's going to be known. As soon as one of these 2 players goes down, you don't imagine the other's going to have a whole lot of success. There's that flashbang burn. There's the spot on the player pillar, but Anarkis still gets his. Still gets his kill. Axe Echo can't do anything about it. Now he's committed. He's stuck in the corner. He can't get away. And crowd is just looking for him to come through. Flashbang's there. The clear is there. The round is there for Entropiq to slide into the lead.
That was worst case scenario setup for AGO. They only had 2 on B. And Laman, I don't know why, he was so late. There was no nades onto Monster really at the start. And Laman was just stuck back in water. He couldn't get into barrels or whatever, or have a flash to peek Monster at the start. So I don't know what's happening. They must have just been fumbling with nades and guns in their buy-in spawn, because shouldn't be caught out like that. So be it, you know, divine intervention, Delphi the Oracle's back to tell Entropiq what to do. They made the pitch perfect call, and it was just too hard for AGO to hold with their setup. It was just impossible.
You do here if you're AGO. Very limited on the buy. You've taken a little bit of time to think about it. A little bit of time to adjust, but you're watching what was looking to be a pretty good half for you slip away. Got some SMGs. You got some upgraded pistols. PHR's gonna have the scout again.
For some reason, Furlan's name makes me think of furlongs. As in the...
Okay.
The
Unit
distance.
of measure. Yeah.
Yeah. How long is a furlong? Is it 100 meters or something?
I don't know.
Let's find out.
1/8 of a mile, 220 yards.
200 meters. 201 meters.
Interesting. That is a very specific unit of measure that you don't really use. Nickelback dead as he just walks through a smoke straight to an SMG, and Mir's gonna say, let me walk into the other side of this smoke. Because, sure, why
This was
not?
an eco.
Yeah, I know. Oh no, Entropiq, it's going off the rails. PHI still out towards long. They've got a second player here as well. Crowd has got the site, but now Crowd is dead. It's all left to Anarkis. Okay, all right. Anarkis is about to be dead, and indeed that is going to be the round. Okay, so everyone knows the #1 strat in an anti-eco is to double walk push smoke. Why? What?
I told you that there's 2 Entropics. They're having, oh, what's it called? Split personality disorder or something.
Jekyll and hiding it.
Yeah, they're 2 people. What's happened there for Entropiq? I mean, yeah, maybe you think the money's on the edge of a buy, but surely you got confirmation from the lack of utility down early. It's pretty easy to tell that it's pistols, SMGs in the mix, and
I just love the decision. The first player walks through smoke.
No, the
That's
second
a
guy.
questionable decision at first, but he dies, and then Mir immediately is just like, but what about the other side of the smoke?
And then just
But what
gets
about the other
pistol.
side? The thing about watching Mir play is it does feel like his scoreline is either like what it is now, where it's 3-10, or it's like 30-10. It's just he's just such a he's just gonna try things, you know, and sometimes it's gonna look absolutely brilliant. You're gonna wonder why he's in heaven completely uncontested. Then other times he's gonna walk push a smoke against a pistol and die. It's very variable. He's
Just
an
mere
interesting
things.
one. Just mere things, man. It's the player that he sometimes feels the most like, as that's a great shot from Anarquez. For watching for me is the way Roca played back in NA, where like someone once described it to me as apparently Roca would be a really solid player for a while, and then he would just have the thought of, man, it'd be really cool if I could pull off this exact play, and so then he'd have to try it. You know, like let's see if I can just jump out of heaven and one tap them. Well, this round is getting very messy indeed. It's pressure on the PHR, and he is low, and they're already out. PHR going to come forward. I don't mind this. He's reaggressed, but does he realize the player's very fast pillar? Oh, he almost had that, but now 2 kills have come through, and Furlan's so out of position. You'd imagine he's going to have to save here. The bomb is down. It's ticking away. It looks like he wants to try this 1v3, but it's not an enviable situation. He's not got the info.
Yeah, you can see Crad as well now. Enough time has passed that he's clued up to the possibility of a flank. That was a slugfest that round. It was kind of like deathmatch on B. Number of fights. I think Anarquez is playing a lot better. He seems to be a bit more enabled.
Yeah.
And I think that's how you should use him here. I don't think he shouldn't even be seen as part of the system, which might sound a bit bizarre to say, but you're going to get the most value out of Anarquez if he just does his own thing and everyone else just sort of wings it around him. If you try and run your defaults or your set plays, he's just not going to be in the loop as much. So you might as well let him be the most comfortable he can individually.
And I mean, just looking at his scoreline, right? He started 0-6.
Yeah.
So this is a massive
Oh, he's
recovery
found
from
2 or
that
3
point
big
on.
entries in the last few rounds.
Been impactful. See if he's going to be able to get here. He is running with the pack. Furlan, relatively alone on this side of the map. He's in the bathrooms. He might be about to lay a dookie. He is about to be flanked out and overwhelmed. It's time to rotate up, but limited utility in this round is going to make it tough for AGO to get into a retake if that's what's required. So that we'll put 2 players on the site and try and defend.
So many nades, though, for this T side. They shouldn't be scared of showing themselves. They've already seen plenty A. Molly's going to hold them at bay for a few seconds, but here we go. 2 smokes over the top. PHR said, I had to play into toilets. And that duel could be so important. Snatchy instantly traded. PHR gets 1. Make it 2, actually, but surely players to come in from behind. Forrester, he's so aware, Mike. I can't believe he's looked behind in that scenario.
Wisdom of the Forester. Bomb is now down. 1v1, and if they just want to test the op, and Anarquez is well posted for this. He'll see it, he'll wait, he'll show patience, and he will salt away an 8th round. Considering how chaotic this half has been, 8 rounds coming out of it is already fantastic for Entropiq.
Yeah, a few shades of the first map, where there's been a few mistakes, but they're winning every 50-50 scenario now. Every time it goes 2-on-2, Entropiq are winning. And Anarquez has also been maybe the best player on the server for the last 2 or 3 rounds. He's had some great openings. That's the closer as well. And being the last round, AGO, they have to invest. They have to invest. They've got 1 flashbang at 1 minute 40. This is dire.
Mir's in a tricky spot here. PHR's worked his way around, but is PHR going to check back? That's the real question. Oh, he will now, for sure. PHR's found 2. He's found the bomb, but he knows Mir's behind him. So how do you even play this now? That's the question that PHR has to solve. He's maybe made the right read. Trying to avoid getting pinched, and instead he'll get the headshot. What a round out from PHR.
Just crad things.
Just
crad
bomb
things.
down. Oh my goodness, crad. but it's not going to matter because he has to come all the way back to try and get that bomb.
Yeah, that's pretty mad. He had a choice to help his teammates or try and exploit the gap on A. And, well, it was clearly the latter. And it does look a little bit silly now this bomb hasn't been recovered. And he's down for the count. 8 for Entropiq. That should be enough, but we'll find out going into the second half.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
a lead for Entropiq, and they're up a map. They just need to put things away. They just need to put the picture together here on Overpass on the defense. Ago, meanwhile, need to show us what they can do here on the T side with their backs against the wall. Do you believe, Alan? Do you believe that we might get a third?
No, I don't.
Aww.
And I need to be proven wrong.
Well, we do like proving Alan wrong. That's a classic. That's a pursuit for many a team. So let's see what they can do. Forrester about to be overwhelmed, but okay, never mind. He is the mighty tree within the forest. And, well, he's been chopped down. Never mind. It was looking good for a second, and then suddenly it was not.
He was the lone tree in the forest. Where was everyone else? Forrester's getting frags, taking all the attention, and while everyone else is just felled immediately. That was... It was honestly quite reminiscent, actually, of the first half pistol, which went in Entropiq's favour. Okay, well, might have to eat my words a little bit, as we've definitely got a game on our hands. Entropiq on the 4 spy. Well, they've got some pretty good Deagle players on this team, so I'm not going to count them out. What have they got in store for us today?
They go look like they want to... Oh, uh-oh. Boost. Stop. Ah, needed the triple boost there. Forrester trying to pogo stick it. He loses his life. Could have been huge. Give him a scout. Jump scouting. Bring it back. Remember that glorious period of time where jump scouting was just stupid accurate?
I don't want to see that again. This is nightmare fuel.
For anyone who wasn't
ARAM
familiar...
does too. ARAM does too with the jump.
Yeah,
With
for
the
anyone who wasn't around back then, the scout used to be perfectly accurate at any point in its jump. Now you have to hit the shot exactly at the apex of the jump, which makes it very hard to time. So it's a skill thing again. But for a while, you could just pogo stick with the scout over and over again and absolutely demolish teams. And Arquez, he may not be pogo sticking, but he is finding some chunky damage here. 2 tags, there's the first kill on. And these Deagles, with the players softened up, they're going to be much more effective. It's starting to be a bit of an overwhelm, and Mir has found another. He's dancing around the dice box, he's rolling these dice, and oh no, it's all on a Furland, so out of position. And he's taken down by the Deagle, had no idea Nickelback was in the corner.
That's a catastrophe. Absolute catastrophe. Oh. We just needed a couple of flashbangs, guys, before we start facing long, and I think it would have been just fine. But in Arquez, what was that? He got a kill, and I think he got 2 tags beyond that. So, what are we looking at? Over 200 damage, and as you said, those Deagles become shotguns. That's karma for the first half when Entropiq got reset. And look at the buy. 2 pieces of utility. Man, they need some headshots.
Not going to be able to get his. And it's looking like it's all falling apart here. 3 players down early, no real inroads, no real map control. Bodies dropping left, right, and center. Mir is just stacking the bodies now after the half switch. He had a very close, quiet first half. But it's all good here. Forrester dies, and that's it. No problem, no harm, no foul. Holding an SMG actually lost in the wash.
Alrighty. Well, I'm feeling more confident about my 2-0 prediction right now. Just the Glocks. I got a flashbang. Glockaroos. We don't see the Glock snake, the rattlesnake, too much these days. Bring it back.
The death rattle, you mean?
Yeah. All get in a line. All get in line and just right-click away.
Yep. That's a solid maneuver. I always likened it to the chirping of crickets, but I like the rattlesnake too. Anarchist.
I think crickets are less fearsome.
Yeah, but it's like, you know...
There's a team kill
TK in here.
Oh my god.
That happens when you just got a massive Glock, so you just need to get him going. He just wanted to deny the SMG kill reward, you know?
Oh, very smart. Yeah.
Next level brainy play.
Alrighty, well here's the buy. That's what we've been waiting for. LeMan is clearly dipped out and come back at halftime. Ignore the score, guys. It'd be quite impressive to only have died 4 times in 20 rounds of play. That's not the case. It's an Arquez. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by the CD side. He really heated up towards the end of that first half. He's almost the top fragger here, Mike. And he adds another to the tally. This is excellent play for someone who's not used to this system, not used to these approaches. And Arquez is really coming alive.
Be cool to see if they could get him to be a reliable piece while they're sorting out whoever intends to be their permanent 5th. And this round, my goodness, Ego are just completely blanked out of it. They got nothing. They got nothing. And Arquez finds his 3rd. He just went hunting over towards the playground, and now he is certainly the top frag. Not just on his team, I think on the server.
He's looking good. He's looking very good. And of course, CT side, that's where we typically see the AWPers on Overpass really, strike home and find those sneaky angles. There's so much potential for re-aggression, and it's such a big map. There's not enough utility in the world to take out every angle. But AGO, they're going for a set round, Mike. 5 towards B. This looks explosive.
They go back. 2 big kills found. With the bomb now down, with just the pistols, with a little utility. No utility, actually. What do you even do here if you're Ego? It's looking like a lost round.
I want to say something in response to that, Mike, but I couldn't have to say on air. But it would have been very funny.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Do you remember what film it's from?
You've lost me at this point, but I am intrigued.
It might be a Bond film.
4K for Nickelback. What is this? I'm still not sure. What is this in response to?
Yeah, you said on the Glocks, what can they do now?
Mm.
And essentially, I can't say it, but it means there's no hope. I'll tell you after, don't worry.
I'm thinking of the Dr. No line. Do you expect me to talk? No, Bond. I expect you to die.
That'll do. We'll just insert that.
Laman? Oh, it doesn't quite have the timing to take advantage of that. He gets caught on the steps. So Crad, the flashbang, clears his vision, and now he's going to get a second, and this is looking disastrous for Ego. We are 30 seconds into the round, not even yet, and we're down to PHR. Now we've hit 30 seconds, and it's just a 1v5. This is disastrous. PHR, he will hit 1, but that's it. There's just no hope. Their life is being completely snuffed out of Ego at this point. They've gotten 1 round since the half switch, and they've been disastrously blanked in their last few gun rounds.
Just become a bulldozer. And Arquez is now just simple. Doesn't miss. Finds every kill. Crad is finding so much success. Mir is... Remember, he started this game 3-10 and he shot up the scoreboard. This is impossible. AGO, quick discussion now about whether to buy. And pick your poison. You're really going to give them 15 and 7 map points in the form they're in? And I think they are just the half as Furlan goes with the pistol and some utility. So, wow, they've got to find a lot of damage. A round win would be ideal off these pistols. But given the way the last few have gone, I just can't see it. I can't see how do you get past Narquez. He's just going to absolutely destroy you.
He is that. Seems to be his thing. Seems to be what he's about. Absolutely destroying you with that AWP. And he's going to come back to the fray. Well, this time a lot of utility coaxes him to not go for the peak, so he'll back off. There's the single rifle here for PHR. But Anarquez is posted. Tricky angle to make work online. Let's see if it does. It's a grimy angle. Way deep in the bathroom. They're going out long instead, so they'll circumvent the AWP for now. They'll gain a ton of space. The room's being allowed to them. Krad's floated up to watch this, having seen nothing towards B, and Entropiq are getting suspicious. And there are smokes and mollies for this, but there's no flashes, so it's going to be a tough take regardless.
You've also got to prioritize your nades for the execute. Anarchist surely gets opportunities, and slowly they creep in. Snatchy is going to be the first to get the face. Bit of a crouch peek, but now the second get activated, and that is perfect. 1-2 punch. Anarchist is actually caught out by Axeco, but it still looks good. 4-2.
Not even actually sure how Axeco quite.
Yeah,
got
I don't
that
understand
angle.
how he got an angle.
Anarchist must have gone back in. It's the only possible way for that to work out. Either way, though, it's not going to matter in the round, right? It's not going to make a difference whatsoever. Furlan now has a P250 and a Dream, and the Dream is doing anything of note in this one. A 1v4 with a P250. Good luck. He's going to try and maybe get back with that AK, but he won't even be able to clear the gap in the door. Crad takes that. That's map point, and series point found for Entropiq. The early goings of these maps have presented a bit of a struggle, but really once the half switches come through, it's been anything but. Entropiq have shown their class, have shown their form, have trod roughshod over Ego.
Now, honestly, reflecting on the series, it's not been perfect. I've seen Entropiq play much better Counter-Strike, but given Elian out and Arcade is in, we're not sure of the communication. I'm not really certain it could have gone any better. Mistakes were guaranteed to be made, but on average, they've just been so clean, and Arcade is just a force to be reckoned with now on Overpass. And 7 in a row required. This should be one hell of a comeback.
Got a lot of room outside of bathrooms now. Amir's going to go looking for it. A little bit wary about what could have happened. And Crad coming in towards long. The one change up here is that the op's not present, right? And Arquez is down lower looking for this fight in towards Kennedy instead, which he might actually get. Furlan wants to open the door. But for now, it's going to be up to the 3 rifles to enforce their presence on bathrooms. This is a different look. The op has been so strong here. It is almost a shame for Entropiq that they don't have it present right off the rip. Let's see if the rifles can do much the same. Flashbang timing good there. Mir going to be overwhelmed. No, he still gets 2. That is disgusting. Shouldn't have been allowed even the 1 kill. Instead, Mir makes it a double, and he's going hunting for more. This, he won't be allowed, but it is a 3v2. The op's now in play for Anarchist. He's now posted up. Snatchy straight into the crosshair Forrester, and it's no problem for Entropiq. They're in control all the way. That second half was one of just utter dominance out from Entropiq. They absolutely slaughtered Ego, packaged them up, put them in a little box, and shipped them off into the lower bracket.
I hope you can understand why I still have some part of me has hope for Entropiq. Sometimes they just kill, man. They just frag. They just absolutely monsterize